So this video is showing you how to find the coastal path to walk down into Cromer from the Skylark Chalet. Now we're cutting in front of someone's chalet here, but just be mindful of other people if they're in their chalets. You know, maybe walk on the back path behind the chalets rather than cutting in front of the chalets. But you know, I'm sure you'll judge it. Now, so we head towards the car park. All in all, the walk into town takes about 15 minutes. It's not too long. There are several ways you can go into town, whether that's out of the front gate, out of the back gate, through the woods, or on the coastal path. All of them are interesting. Now, I have sped up the video a little in places just because otherwise you know, it'd be quite a long video to watch. So you make your way through this other car park to up the incline. And at the top here, rather than heading out to the main gate, main entrance, you do a left. So this is the back gate of the Chalet Park. It's just a pedestrian walkway. You can't drive up here. The Chalet Park is private, so in theory you shouldn't get any public coming through. As the sign says, just remember when you're using this, just remember to shut the gate once you've been through. Now this field is a public field, so the locals use it. Obviously it's great for taking kids. On the right hand side there are a few swings and a zip wire. But you get lots of dog walkers and obviously kids mucking about, playing football, things like that. Right, we're just heading straight to the top here. Now if you fancy having a real explore, if you head off to the right there through the ferns, up to the top of the hill past the lighthouse, you can walk. It's about a mile. If you keep going, you go past the Royal Cromer Golf Club. You eventually come to Overstrand, and there's a little cafe there. I've forgotten the name of it, but they do great breakfasts there, or snacks, lunches, or anything. So it's a good walk. Walk along the cliff tops, and then have some breakfast. Walk down to the beach, and then you can come back along on the beach. So it's quite fun to do that. But as we're heading off to Cromer, we're going to the left. So you cut down here through the ferns, and you can spot the sea. The cliffs are quite high, so you get a good view. Come across, as I said, lots of locals or just holiday makers with their dogs. It's a very popular place for dog walkers. Now the chalet has got a tide clock. It's worth, you know, if you're going to go down to the beach, checking the clock just to see if the tide's in or out. Today, in the video, the tide is actually in. There's still a bit of sand, but it's a bit more shingly when the tide's in. So you just follow the path down. Keep on heading down the hill. If you get tired, there's a few benches places to sit and just look out at the sea. There's always a boat or two cruising along. When you reach the signpost, this is where you have the option to carry on the cliff path down into the town, or you can do a right here, which I do, and follow the steps down to the beach. There's quite a few steps, but you know, it's quite an easy walk down. We've done this many times with the kids when they were very young, so you know, it's not a problem. The last staircase is quite steep, but it's fine. Now, when you get to the beach here, the tide's in here, so it's looking a little bit shingly. When the tide's out, it's beautifully sandy. So that's looking in towards Cromer, and obviously you can see the pier in the distance. If you look to the right, this part of the beach, the further you go down there, it's very quiet usually. You can always find a space when there's no one around. As I say, here the tide's in, so not much sand showing. But what I'm doing here, I'm walking up to where the Banksy is. Now, it's been there for a few years, and each year it's gradually fading, so it may be worth having a look if you're interested in this sort of thing. Now, I haven't showed it on the video, but if you keep walking along the beach here about another quarter of a mile, there is actually another staircase down there on the right hand side, which you can go up and you can come back to the chalet via or through the ferns just near where the lighthouse is, but that's only if you really want to explore. As you can see, it's quite small. And because it's near the waterline, I think it's gradually fading away with the winter conditions. Right, so I take you back to the signpost that we looked at earlier at the top of the path. So this is if you decide not to go down to the beach that way and you want to stay up the top here, you can just walk down the hill. And you can go right into Cromer. It takes sort of 5 minutes from this point. As you can see, it's all downhill into Cromer, so a nice easy walk. Now, once you've been into Cromer, and if you decide to walk back up this path, you can carry on walking up the hill to the left up there, keep walking right to the top of the field and walk back to the chalet park. Alternatively, something different, you can walk through the woods. Now, there are a couple of different paths up through the woods, but this is the one we often use. I think it's slightly quicker than staying on the cliff tops, but obviously not quite as I would say pretty, but you don't see the views, but obviously you're through the woods, so you might see some squirrels, birds, etc. So when you get to this point, you can either do a left, but I decided to do a right here, which, either or is fine. They both end up in the same place. Follow it up through the woods, and eventually you'll come out to the field, which you'll see in a bit. This video is obviously showing you how to get to Cromer via the coastal path or walking down to the beach and walking along, but you can go out of the front gate of the chalet park, do a right, and that just takes you into Cromer as well. That's another route either in or out of Cromer back to the chalet park that way. But we find this one quite fun, going through the woods. This will look familiar. You're coming back out onto the field and you just head down to the gate and then you're back into the chalet park. You follow your way through and back home.